We are surrounded by serialized art, from a film series with 7 sequels to a book series with 20 entries, from a television show where zombies tear people limb from limb to a band or musical artist 3-concept album arc. The possibilities are endless. Thus, this is something serial.
Hi. We haven't been talking for the last 25 minutes about other stuff. Welcome to the podcast. I'm Kevin.
I'm Gerrit. and this is the Gerrit podcast.
The Gerrit podcast, where we're going to pick up right where we left off
with
last week.
Yeah, well, no, the week before.
Where we took a break. Yeah. We took a break and we talked about other stuff. But we're talking about Batman and Robin this week.
Yes. Just watching you like tiptoe through the tulips trying to figure out what we're talking about.
Trying to figure out, I don't know, if we were in Amsterdam, I'd get fucking arrested, so you really got to be careful.
I gotta tell you, I have a confession to make. I didn't finish Batman and Robin because it's nearly impossible. I started it. I'm 40 minutes in, and I have so many.
Oh my god,
notes.
I disagree. It's literally so watchable. It's awful, first of all. But once it gets to a certain point, you're kind of like, at least because I watched it so much as a kid, and I watched it a lot as a kid.
I did too.
It's over 2 hours. I mean, it's a long movie, and the whole time
it's hard.
Rewatching it as an adult is really great from this perspective, because you reach a certain point, even if it is like an hour in or like an hour and 20 minutes in, the climax kind of lasts forever. Like once it gets to a certain point, it takes forever. So all these beats just start hitting one right after the other. So for me, it kind of flies by.
Well,
I understand why you would disagree, because I mean, it's awful.
I mean, I'm going to say this. These two moments sum up the entire movie. So Bruce Wayne is talking to Alfred and Chris O'Donnell, Dick Grayson, and
Bruce Wayne is talking to Alfred and Chris O'Donnell.
Yep. And the audience, and explaining to us how Mr. Freeze became Mr. Freeze. Now,
yes.
There's the moment where he is explaining who he is. He's married, whatever. His wife is dying of the disease that Alfred's also
McGregor syndrome.
McGregor syndrome.
I know.
And then he's showing on the surveillance video he obtained, and he says,
after his wife contracted a rare disease, McGregor syndrome, he hoped to freeze her in a cryogenic sleep until he could find a cure. Now, here's where everything goes north.
And here's where everything goes north. Now,
Which I did not understand as a kid.
I didn't either, but it sums up the entire movie because it's the dumbest pun in the fucking world, and Bruce Wayne said it. Is that a pun?
Oh, I mean, I think, yeah, it's gotta be, because it's North Pole.
North Pole.
Yeah, it's hilarious. Yeah. Instead of going south, it's so funny.
It's so that's like, it's a movie that's trying to be smart with its dialogue. There's that. And this is the other one where it shows how goofy this movie is. Mr. Freeze's henchman is named Frosty. And you know this because at one point he goes, "Frosty!" And then, "Yes, boss." And it's like a Tom Arnold looking guy. And then he runs over. This is an earlier scene, but later he runs to him with a newspaper and he's like, "Boss, you gotta see this." And then Mr. Freeze grabs the gun, freezes him. The moment he does this, I don't know if you caught this, the guy's hat flies off and it makes like a slipped on a banana peel sound, like
excuse me, Chief. I got something here you might want to see. I hate when people talk during the movie.
No.
That also sums up this
I've
movie.
never seen that, and I've just watched it. I guess it was a month ago now, but
I started watching it today. That was like one of the moments I wanted to clock out.
oh my god, I
This
can't
movie-
believe that would make you want to clock out. See, that's what you want to watch more. You're like, this is ridiculous.
It's
How did this get passed?
Strictly for children. And by the way, the beats,
strictly for children.
the
But
beats,
it's not, because there's so much innuendo in it. That's what's weird.
there is innuendo in Batman Forever as well, but this is like more what's the phrase? It's more like not pick upable. Like child would never understand this.
No, that's true. I mean, the nice stems and the nice buds line when I was a kid, I did not get. Yeah.
Yeah. Back to Batman and Robin.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not good. It's
Well,
what were you saying with
I mean,
the thing?
it was with Mr. Freeze falling into the fucking acid. First, I mean, I guess there's a couple things here that I really think are of note. One is there's a weird habit of all movies back in the day, and this is a good example of all superhero movies from back in the day, where I guess actually maybe even action movies to an extent, but like you'll have CCTV footage, and it looks like it was shot by a film director.
Yes.
Like with Arnold coming out of the vat and like screaming into the camera. It's like, why did this change? Like the first shot was like a security camera, so I can at least believe that. But even like there's the
later moment where Poison Ivy like says to Batgirl, like,
yes, as I told Lady Freeze when I pulled her plug.
Yes,
this is a one-woman show. Yes, yes.
But we see it again when he shows it to Freeze, and it's the exact same footage. Yes,
I know.
It's like they did that all the time. Like, I mean, that's another reason adults will notice how stupid that is. Like, not the average movie going, obviously, but film
I don't
people.
know, man.
But then kids will never pick up on it. I think this is totally geared towards children.
I have to say, there's one thing here. One of the other things. I mean, we're kind of going all over the place, but
that's fine.
Did you notice?
You froze.
And I know. Wait,
your voice is still there. I just see your haircut.
Oh, I'm getting it cut tomorrow. I'm cutting this whole thing off. I'm sick of it. I know. I don't care.
I'm getting sick of mine too.
Yeah, it's been 2 years, bro. I'm so done with this. Anyways, can you see me now?
I can.
Okay. My Ethernet became disconnected like Lady Freeze's plug when it was pulled. Anyways.
As I told Lady Freeze when I pulled her plug. It's so bad.
There's a scene where Robin is being attacked by the vines at the end of the movie, and there's a shot that plays in reverse.
Yep, I've noticed.
I guess it's so weird why they felt the need to even do that. Yeah. It's like you could have just not done that. I mean, like, you could have just cut it out. I don't think anyone would have really noticed that moment.
No.
Like,
this movie makes me cringe so bad. There's
a lot of cringy parts to it, to be honest. I mean, it's really bad.
So let's talk about main credits. When the movie starts, you have the bat symbol, like you have the Warner Brothers logo turn into the bat symbol, and it freezes, right?
Right.
And then it shatters into pieces. The sky is all red for no reason. And then you have the logos like going by each other, coming into the thing. And then it says the actors' names. Arnold's billed first. That's fun. But
a la Superman with Marlon Brando.
Yes. But so it's like, okay, we're going the Batman Forever route. Okay, I got it. It's the same thing as that. But then each time the names leave, there's like a sound effect that sums up the character. Like, there's a motorcycle for both Robin and Batgirl, Alicia Silverstone. Chris O'Donnell's just not good in this movie. Sorry. But, like, and then there's, like, a perfume
he was giving nothing to work with, though, because they rehashed his story.
I know.
He's just a whiny little bitch again. And it's like he's supposed to be like capable. He's supposed to take care of himself. He literally gets into such shit every goddamn scene in this movie except for the ending.
And they're fighting again. And the thing there's a new sound for everybody. And Uma Thurman's is my least favorite one because she plays Poison Ivy, but it's like a perfume, like a like yeah.
I need to rewatch this because I remember the motorcycles, and I remember like Arnold, where it's just like a
like a freeze sound.
Is that what that's supposed to be?
It's kind of. It's almost like they did that before they did the freeze sound effects in the rest of the movie.
I can see how you might think that, especially if the other sound effects reflect the character at least in some way.
Batman sounds like a cape. You know,
interesting. I can't believe it.
Yeah.
Can I look this up on YouTube real quick?
Of course. Yeah, we'll pause.
We'll take a break. Do we want an ad or no? No, it's too early.
We're only 10 minutes in.
Okay, well then we're not doing an ad. So by the time you hear me, I'll have watched it, and maybe if I can. Oh, hey, look! The opening credits are right on YouTube. You write everything on YouTube. Here it is. It's even in HD. This is crazy. Can you hear this?
Yeah.
Oh, it's awful. It's an ad. Okay, here it comes.
That happens all the time.
I know. Oh, my God. Don't get me started. We could do an entire episode on YouTube. Fucking... Okay, here it comes. I can see that. Okay. Yep, I hear it. Whoa, yeah. Whoa, yeah. I heard Poison Ivy.
Yeah.
It's like a sprinkling. There's like I've never noticed that.
It's like that chime thing yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, God. Oh, my God. Oh. That's such a great idea, I have to say. If it was executed well, it would be pretty cool. I don't have a problem with the credits themselves, I should say. Like the whole, they one-upped the thing from Batman Forever. Mm-hmm. I mean, they're trying to do something. I get it. It's a sequel, you know.
I'm cool with it, but holy shit, it's those sound effects that are just not. It's like, where is this happening? I mean, I know that's such a weird thing to think. Like with Superman, it's like, oh, it's in space. The letters are in space. And then Batman Forever, it's like a black void. Where are there red clouds? What is happening? It's like, I mean,
why is it red? I mean, why is it not blue? There's no reason for a red themed anything, really.
And there's no other red.
Maybe Poison Ivy?
I guess that, but at the same then they should have introduced her character first. It doesn't make sense to go. I mean, I feel like this movie could have benefited from like different editing also. But one of the main problems is how long it takes for both Batman and Robin to get their vehicles to go fight crime. I mean, that scene is like, it's, I think, 3.5 minutes until they finally leave the cave. So.
Oh yeah, where like they're all encased, like it opens up like a fucking Venus flytrap to reveal his motorcycle.
Bike.
So just have it parked in the garage and head out. You gotta go, man.
Well, yeah, I mean, but it's also going with like the Batman Forever thing. It's continually trying to one up Batman Forever, even though this movie is this is, I think, might be controversial to you. This is the exact same movie as Batman Forever.
I don't think that's controversial. I think that's exactly right. I think that it's right for the most part, except for Bruce Wayne doesn't have a character in this movie at all.
They slightly try to do it with him, like, coming to terms with Alfred dying. Like, so far, I'm 40 minutes in, like I said. But
right.
And also, he's doing the exact same thing as he did battling Robin the whole time as the first one, Batman Forever. But,
yeah, that's the main issue, I think, is their relationship is completely fudged. Like, it's so dumb. It's so dumb. It's the same thing. Chris O'Donnell's a fucking whiny asshole in it, and I liked him in the first one. I defended him in the first one.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't really defend anybody in this one, except for maybe Arnold, who's killing it.
He really is. What killed the dinosaurs? The Ice Age!
He knew what was going on.
You have
He's like,
11
I'm
minutes.
Arnold. Like, I get it. I have my tongue in my cheek in most of my movies.
You have 11 minutes to thaw the bird.
What is it like? What is it? Catch the villain or save the whatever.
Save
It
the
doesn't
boy.
matter.
Yeah.
I also think I brought this up. I don't remember because I remember like I was just so excited when I first watched it. I need to watch it again because I have this new TV. It's time to do another like literal watch through of all 4 of those movies. But
We could do a recap of the whole. After you watch them again, we could do a recap.
We should just do another. Like literally, we'll do the exact same thing we're doing right now, and we'll just be like, "I caught this, and I caught this."
That would be fun.
It could be like Groundhog Day, where you just talk about the movie all the time, but it's the Batman quadrilogy.
Hey, that's funny. Matt Harper and Mandy Elaine, they have a podcast called Another Episode Podcast, and their whole first season was having different guests on to talk about Groundhog Day. And I was
a great idea.
I was on one. It was very fun. But yeah, there's like 6 or 7 episodes, and each episode was talking about Groundhog Day.
I know. Don't worry, just go use Parlor. Anyway,
Yeah,
so in Batman and Robin, when he is using the Sub-Zero gun.
I love the idea that in Something Serial, the transition was, all right, just go use Parlor. Anyway.
Yeah, so
that's what they heard.
I love the idea. Arnold is using a gun, right? He's using the beam of a what are we calling this? A frosting gun? A freeze gun?
I have no idea how it operates. I don't know how diamonds power his suit. I have no idea.
What do diamonds are created by heat, Gerrit. What does that have to do with cold?
It makes literally no sense.
So he's using his freeze gun to use as like a parachute. The pressure of the force of the stream of ice.
Oh, when he's going down, he's freezing.
Allowing him to descend like Mary Poppins from like way up in the clouds. And he lives.
Yep.
And he creates an ice tunnel. And what the fuck?
Oh, yeah, man.
I remember as a kid thinking, this makes sense. That's another kid thing. As an adult, I'm watching it, I'm like, this is so ridiculous.
Doesn't Robin shout at some point? He's like, he's freezing the furnace. He also says cowabunga for no reason.
Yes, he says both of those things. One will do.
Surf's up.
He says that too.
Yep.
He should have said none of them. If he's going to say one, surf's up is fine. Maybe cowabunga. I'm a huge Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle fan. I didn't know Robin was.
He's freezing the furnace.
He's freezing the furnace!
What furnace? Is it a factory?
Did he say furnace?
Where did they land? He does say furnace.
They go
He says
into like a
he's freezing the furnace.
smokestack.
That's what I thought, but at
yeah.
the same time, it seems so big. And then when they get through in the smokestack, they're not burning to death in coals. They're in like a place, and they open up a vault, and then they open up another vault, and then whatever. It's just weird.
It's not a good movie, man. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. This is it's a carbon copy of Batman Forever, and then they took all the good parts out.
But here's the thing I really want to tell you.
Yes.
Again, jumping around a lot. The one thing I love about this movie is we finally get new villains. It's so nice to see new villains. It is. Now, hear me out, because Joker is always in Batman movies.
Yep.
He is. And then who else is in like a Batman movie? Like, let's look at Batman Begins and Dark Knight Rises. Those are like Ra's al Ghul's, like, okay.
You're talking Rogues Gallery. Like, who's the regular rogues? It's always Two-Face, Joker,
always
Riddler,
those guys.
Penguin,
and yet,
Catwoman.
For how popular Mr. Freeze and Poison Ivy are. They're never featured in a movie, and I would imagine it's because it's so hard to do realistically, especially with the new Battinson movie. Like, I don't know how you could get these characters to exist in that universe based on the trailer I saw. Maybe it's possible. I would love it if it was. I was talking to Alex Plotkowski on Facebook. I would love to see Clayface in a movie.
Yeah.
Like, these are all people that I don't know why they've never done these things before.
Well, you have.
You know what this?
We're going to talk Clayface in a future episode.
We should.
Because we have your idea as well. And we also have the abandoned Batman project after this one, which we're going to talk about.
We are. With Kurt Russell.
But here's the idea. We don't have new villains because they are just copies of the previous villains that we had. Two-Face is Mr. Freeze. It's the same out there, over-the-top, outlandish, what the fuck is happening. And then they make him different by giving him puns to say, all stuff accentuated with ice. And Two-Face had that as well with his building, his lair with the thing we talked about it previously.
Oh, yeah.
Same thing. And then
It's
Poison
all
Ivy.
ridiculous.
Poison Ivy is the Riddler. Her interaction with Bruce Wayne the first time is the exact same scene as Edward Nygma's reaction with Bruce Wayne in the previous movie. It's the exact. She hands him a proposal. He says no. So she tries to devastate his entire fucking city and the world. That's it's the same connection. And then the two team up. There's no in Batman Forever. They don't really, part ways. There's none of that. Where it's like they double cross, which this is original in that aspect. But
It's close enough, though.
it is. It's shit.
It really is.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
that's so true.
no, because Penguin and Catwoman, don't they separate?
They do. They do end up
no,
separating because...
There's no, comeuppance, though.
Not really.
Yeah.
Not really. Yeah, that's... Well, I mean... Ultimately, in any story that's featuring two villains that team up, either they stay team up or they double cross each other in some way.
Yeah.
That's really only two avenues.
Pretty basic.
You can go. It's kind of like waking up alive and being like, I'm either going to continue living or I'm going to die. There's no other. I mean, I don't know what else is going to be in there.
It's either you have a Batman Forever or a Batman and Robin, and that's what it is.
It's either really it's
I mean, yeah.
You have a point. It's like they had found the formula and they literally wanted to recreate it with more bombastic sets and set pieces and villains, and that's why they took the campiest villains possible. I mean, you just
Bane.
cannot have Poison Ivy. But Bane can be done properly, as seen in Dark Knight Rises. I mean, I don't like that movie, but at least he's believable. Mm-hmm. I don't know, when Poison Ivy is literally saying they've replaced my blood with aloe, my skin with chlorophyll.
Yeah.
Is that real?
And my lips.
She's a plant. She's a literal plant.
And it's so why do you still have skin and hair?
Yeah, can she live on photosynthesis?
I guess.
Because that's...
Cause she's really not in the sunlight ever, so that's weird.
I know, right? And if she's loving a guy who wants to make everything frozen, I mean, I guess there'd still be the sun, but you're not growing anything. They're at odds with each other. Their ultimate plan here. I don't know why she's so interested in this guy also.
Yeah, they do. She tries to have
she's
a love
super
story
into
with
this
him.
guy. Yeah, and they don't really have chemistry.
Is there a reason that she? I haven't gotten to this part yet.
It's because he's Arnold and he's jacked.
No,
he's so huge.
Is there a reason that she pulled the plug on Lady Freeze? Is there a reason
to try to bang Mr. Freeze?
That's the only reason.
Yeah, haven't you wanted to murder somebody in order to bang Arnold?
No.
Oh.
No.
Well, I have. Many times. It's actually the plot to Kindergarten Cop 2.
Oh, yeah.
I
Kindergarten Cop 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah, it gets crazy up in that thing.
You're in it? That's pretty great.
There is a Kindergarten Cop sequel. It's with Dolph Lundgren. That was a bad example. I'm talking about Junior 2. I get Arnold pregnant this time.
He is pregnant. You get him pregnant.
I get him pregnant in the sequel.
I thought the way that your inflection made it sound was like, I get Arnold pregnant. Like you were in the first one and you got Danny DeVito pregnant.
Oh.
That's what I was saying.
Dude.
My computer's about to die, so I might have to cut this episode short.
That's great.
Sorry.
Okay, I'm going to get Buffalo Wild Wings. Do you agree with that?
That's fine. You want to wrap up some thoughts on Batman and Robin? I have a couple more.
No, I really want you to tell me what sauces I should get.
Oh.
It's Thursday Night Football. No.
Do they have any special sauces?
Yeah, those are always the worst. They try to get you with those. They think that they're so good, and they want you to try them, and then you try them, and you're like, I should have just gotten Caribbean jerk like I always do.
Caribbean jerk is great. I do love the honey barbecue or whatever as well.
The Asian Zing's pretty good.
Asian Zing is my go-to for B-dubs.
Yeah.
But,
yeah.
Let me just... Can I just say one more thing?
Please.
The diamond ball, like where the they dress up or whatever.
Yeah, the vaguely racist one.
Yep, that thing is the same as the circus. The set piece.
Oh, totally.
It's carbon copy, like I've said before, but I wanted to say that because we got to get out of here. Also, previously when we've talked about it, the song that he's having his people say, it's not Frosty the Snowman, it's the Snow Miser or whatever. I'm Mr. Snow Miser, Mr. 10 Below. That's the song.
Oh, right.
Not
sing!
Yeah. And then he
has
walks,
a blue cigar.
Blue cigar. He walks away, and then Vivica A. Fox is trying to get with him for some reason. What is she, a fucking CIA agent? Why is she trying to fuck him?
Know.
I don't get it.
I don't know. I don't get. Okay, so my hair is brittle and my skin is dry. I'm like, why are you there?
Yeah,
you're in nothing. It's like freezing, sub-zero temperatures there.
Oh, it makes
for
no
him to
sense.
live.
Yeah, and then he brings Frosty into that thing, and he's going to go, he's telling his entire plan, all exposition to Frosty, and then he says, oh, you better go, we need alone time. And then he goes to see his, cryogenically frozen wife. Alone time? What are you, trying to fuck her? In the glass thing? There's a lot of, weird, this movie is...
Weird lines.
I can't wait to finish it.
Yeah, you should. And then we can jump in, we'll finish that up, and we'll talk about the fifth Batman that was never produced, and that'll be the end of these episodes.
Yeah, unless we do Batman Begins, The Dark Knight, and The Dark Knight Rises.
I would do it. I love those movies. I worship Heath Ledger. I would just do a fucking podcast on every movie he's made, because it's such a pleasure. It's also incredibly sad to watch any movie he's in, ever.
It really is.
10 Things I Hate About You is, not funny and sometimes because he's dead. It's amazing, but it's like, Jesus, he was dead.
A Knight's Tale as well.
I know, yeah. I mean, The Dark Knight. Shit.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
anyway.
That was fun Batman talk. It's been a while. It was good to talk about Batman and Robin.
Indeed. We'll finish it up and we'll get back. We love you guys, and I don't want you to like and subscribe. I don't want people to know about us because I don't want ads to infiltrate our YouTube page, but definitely do the podcast. And that's my message.
Yeah, that's another thing. We get copyright claims all the time for putting tiny clips of Batman movies in here. But then the nice thing is I just dispute it and say, hey, guess what? We're reviewing it. And then they're like, oh, never mind. And I'm like, why do you claim it then? It's these preemptive claims that YouTube just keeps doing because they want money and money and money. And it's not like YouTube itself,
Google,
but it's...
Which is already...
Yeah, and it's like...
Money.
I don't understand how you can go, type in YouTube and you can find an actual movie that's up online, on YouTube illegally, and then there's nothing that's being taken against that. And then this is
funny?
a literal review podcast, and then it copyright claim every fucking time. And I'm like,
what
Jesus
is
Christ.
up with that? What's up with an algorithm that allows
they have
like that?
They have robotic things or whatever that oh, well, we're recognizing that this is the master from the DVD copy, so we're taking it. That's what they do.
So I
don't really mind.
You have to reverse the movie.
Yeah, but what the fuck is the point of that? Because then it's then you're going around the thing when it should the literal Constitution protects fair use. So I shouldn't have to go around these things. The way that I go around it is just disputing it. and then maybe we can collect money in 10 years with ads.
And the fact is, if that's how, like, it's like healthcare in this fucking country. It's like, oh, you have a $10,000 bill? Don't worry. Just, like, call them up and dispute it. And just keep doing that for a few months, and they'll probably keep taking chunks out of it at a time, hopefully. And then call your insurance company and do the same thing. It's like, oh, that's how this works. Awesome. Terrific.
It's so fucking stupid. Like, yeah, whatever. I mean, it's just, it stabs you in the heart where it's just like, so my thing can't be seen because it's a review, even though the actual thing is up there. Okay, cool, great, good.
Horse shit. Well, this has been Gerrit, and
talking about YouTube.
Yep, talk about YouTube. Fucking all.
Talk about Batman and Robin next week. I'm very excited. Please like and subscribe and all that good stuff. Thanks for keep listening, and don't listen to Kevin when he says those things.
I don't care what you do. So you do what Gerrit does at that point. Whatever. He supersedes at that point. Bye.
Bye. Supersedes. Is that a Chucky sequel? Supersede of Chucky.
That was awful.
It was terrible.
That was okay.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. Well, that was really fun.